ready to be all fired up in this high-energy tribute to the decade of big hair, bold fashion, iconic pop culture and massive hits at the Alice Springs Convention Centre. Relive the soundtrack of a generation as Rewind 80s blast through classics from Blondie to Van Halen and heaps more on their Mixtape Alice Springs tour. Don't miss the fun on Saturday, June 28 at the Alice Springs Convention Centre. Tickets $45. Book now at stickytickets.com.au.
This morning I was feeling fine, but this cat starts banging, man, what a swine. So I called reception, but to no avail. That's why I'm telling you this sorry tale. It went bang, I said shut up. It went bang, I said wrap up. Well, I'm aware that the guy must do his work, but the paw of a man drove me berserk. He said, Captain, I said what? He said, Captain, I said what? He said, Captain, I said what? He said, Captain, I said what you want? Twice a day. If you don't work, you get no pay. I've been to the east, I've been to the west, where the girls I like most are the ones undressed. Well, hello, Adam, where you been? I said, stand aside, cause I'm a feeling mean. I had a gut full of you and I'm a feeling bad, but you're an ugly old pirate, ain't I glad? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain, I said, what you want? He said, Captain, I said, what?
I said, Captain, I said, what? I said, Captain, I said, what? I said, Captain, I said, what? I love it.
He's playing all the roles of that bloke.
He is. He is. All three of them. Still
That's
tours the world doing that song, believe it or not.
Oh, is that right?
Captain
Far
Sensible.
Out.
He's sensible, apparently. Yeah.
That's good.
And a captain.
Yeah, no raping and pillaging like the other captains.
No,
He's
that's
very
right.
sensible.
Very well
good.
behaved. Hey, welcome to the show. This is Jovi, ladies and gentlemen.
Get away from her, you bitch!
And ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Hard On.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
So how's your day been?
And this is the 80s
Interesting.
montage.
It is the 80s montage.
It was nice to wrap up a sort of difficult week. I've had a tricky week, mate.
Right.
It's been a short week. You know, we had the public holiday on Monday, the King's birthday. We played a gig on the weekend up in Albury.
We did.
I sort of went out either like the Friday night and the Sunday night, which
Wow.
the Sunday was quite big because we had because it was the long weekend. That was like my Saturday night. I was sort of, and
Sure.
went to a brunch, went to drag bingo on, not drag bingo, drag brunch at the SB. Oh, so
Was that good?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Isis was there.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, so it was really cool. We're using it as an excuse to catch up with a couple of boys that we had met a few weeks before. They were very busy. We'd sort of put it off, and then eventually we're like, fuck it, we'll just go to drag bingo. Ended up, we met them at midday,
Yeah.
ended up getting
Drag
home at about... drag brunch. Ended up getting home at about 3 a.m. So we stayed out from lunch with these boys right the way through. Went to an event called Wolf and then went to another event called, it was disgusting. We left after about an hour. And
Really?
then and then went to another event called Popsicle, which is just like big sort of burly blokes singing pop songs. It's just they play Britney and Rihanna and like all of that shit, and it was so much fun. I haven't had that much fun for fucking ages.
The singing thing is a big thing around Melbourne at the moment. Like just having a special event where everyone sings. It's interesting.
It was amazing. Absolutely everybody at the venue was singing, and it was like all these like big masculine blokes.
Yeah. It
was interesting. And then
I'm sure it was.
we crashed at these guys' house, and then the following day we had the footy on, and we were just too exhausted and hungover to go to the footy because it was raining as well. It was a really fucking yucky weekend.
Jesus.
And so we didn't go to the footy, which like for us it would have to be pretty bad.
That is nuts for you guys.
Yeah. So then
to miss a Collingwood match.
Yeah, exactly. And we won by 1 point, so I wouldn't have been able to deal with that stress anyway.
And you know what? It would have been a good game though.
It would have been a good game. Yeah, it would have been a great game. And then sort of back at work on Tuesday, I took the day off Wednesday because Mika was sick, and he's been sick for the last 3 days. So,
well, now I know
kind of
fucking why. Your weekend sounds like you did 30 million things.
Yeah. Why aren't I sick though? This is the thing. I don't get it. Like,
I don't know.
Normally I'm
Maybe
the first
you
one.
don't eat as much shit food or something. But Mika
that
eats
might be
pretty
it.
well too.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Okay.
So we went to Albury, which meant I went up with Dallas. We did a road trip. And this is how this idea came about because we were listening to her phone. We didn't actually have any music on. We were just talking so much. And we didn't need the music on at all. So on the way back, her phone started up and it was Ian Dury's son called Baxter, then his new album. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? He goes, it's Tom put it on. And I'm like, it's fantastic. And it's Ian Dury's son. So the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. And we were just talking about a lot of these songs that you don't hear anymore. And piercing ourselves laughing. And I went, oh, my God, I had this on vinyl. So today's show's about forgotten 45's, vinyl.
And sort of explain to people that may not know what the special thing about a 45 is. Like what makes a 45?
So the 45 is like 1 unit on iTunes when you buy one track, except there's a B-side and it's a physical thing. It's like, for the youngies that listen to our show, for the swearing, I think. That's all they listen to it. Even though in saying that, people love the music. The 45 was the speed the record ran at. 45, was it RPM or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd probably explain it better than I did, but it was the first thing you could afford as a kid to go out to Brushes or wherever you got your records and buy a record and just listen to the one song over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, it was a 7-inch. It was quite a big deal.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they sort of became really popular first of all in the 60s and 70s.
Yes,
so it was like
did.
a kind of as music was moving ahead, it was quite a big deal in the 80s to release a song on a 45. Like the band or the artist thought a lot about that single if they were putting out a 45, if they were putting out a 7-inch. And often they were sort of mixed for the clubs as well. So because there would really be 1 or 2 songs on a 45, they would kind of they would have enough room where they could play that song out a little bit. These days you'd call it like a club remix or something.
Yeah, that would be the 12-inch.
12-inch,
more
yeah,
the 12
sorry.
inch, yeah. Because DJs could actually mix in the 80s and they just needed a bit of a runway, like you say, where they could mix into another song, and that's why the 12-inch came about, which is amazing because it was magical. We've done a show on 12 inches as well.
We have, yeah.
And it's a good subject because this is where musicians made money as well, because you've got to remember this was telling the record company they've sold 1 million units of this track, they need to put out a record,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If they weren't sure about the artist, you'd usually get a 3-album deal. But if they weren't sure about the artist, they would give you a single, see how that went. Someone like Nina, 99 Luftballons, right?
Which is phenomenal when you think about it, like a fucking 3-artist deal, as if any label would have the patience to wait for an artist to develop over 3 albums these days.
That's right.
You would get one single, and if that bombed, they may put out a second one.
That's right.
But oftentimes they'd just be like, "Nah, you're sorry.
Yeah, you're over.
This ain't gonna happen."
That's it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you had those 3 albums ready to go. The first album was your life's work, really, and that was
That's
all
it.
you had.
Yep.
And then the second album, you would stress about making sure if the first album was popular, doing the same thing again. You know, especially with Duran Duran with their first album. I don't know why I thought of them straight away, but Duran Duran first album was huge, and then Rio was like, is this going to be a big one? And it was, you know. But they were the pioneer of the 12 inches. You know, they did a lot of the nightclub stuff. They were really pioneers in that, which is amazing. But the first track we played was Captain Sensible with What? W-O-T. And it's just a funky tune.
Yeah,
it means nothing. You know? The guitar playing in this, I love that guitar playing. That clean funk, really, really interesting playing, funky song. But a guy, a bit like Ian Dury, that just spoke like this, fucking yay, get away, you know, that kind of stuff. So they were the 7 inches you brought and never heard from them again. You know?
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've picked 5 each today.
Beautiful.
So this is your second one, which is one of my favourite tracks ever, this song. This is a really good choice. I love it. I think it's just so deep and it's just lovely. It's talk.
I love the beat.
Yeah, me too. Great choice.
God, I was looking at my song choices for this episode and thinking, fuck, I'm in a real mood.
Yeah, you get it. That's the thing. That is the thing. It really does show your mood.
Absolutely.
And that's what music did in the 80s when you brought a single. It was an instant, oh my God, I feel so good. You know?
Yeah.
Nothing makes me feel good but cock nowadays, really. You know what I mean? I don't get the whole, shit, it's Siri. Anyway, I'm cooking my dinner in the oven.
Oh.
Yeah, but Maddie won't hear that, and now I'm going to have to scream. This song to me, Talk, is an incredible track just with the piano and the guitar and the percussion. Tell me why you picked it though. What does it do?
I don't know. It's it's always been like a yardstick of people's musical taste for me. It's like if they like this song, I know that they've got good taste.
Yeah.
If they don't get it, because people often don't have patience for it, because it does sort of have a strange beat, and the kind of the vocal just sort of floats across in a weird way that, like, if you're just used to kind of bread and butter shit, you don't get it, and you become very impatient with it very quickly.
Yeah.
People don't get it; they would skip forward. Whereas I'd hear those guitars and be like, "Fuck," you know.
Yeah.
I've always loved it. I've always loved it, and
funny.
like I say, it's like a yardstick of musical taste for me.
We've never really talked about this track though together, and I was impressed that it was on your list. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
And
this was shared to me by somebody back in the day as well, which makes it extra special.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's a
fuck it,
ripper.
you must
Talk were
you must check
amazing.
this out. Yeah, they were. Yeah. And so this is off their third album, The Colour of Spring, and this album came after the second album, which was It's My Life, which is the one that No Doubt did the cover of.
Yeah, that's right. Which is another
but they
banger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They had huge success with the first two albums. They had three really solid albums in the 80s, and then they fell out with their label. The label tried to sue them. There was like legal action and stuff. And then they re-signed with a different label, and they released another album in 91 and then disbanded. And I can fucking understand that. That kind of trajectory is similar to what happened with my band.
Yeah.
And you get past that legal shit, and you're just fucking exhausted.
Yeah, that's
and often you'll find that album or that music that is released after that big, like, negative event is really good material, but the band are just fucking the band are just exhausted.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I mean?
It fucks you creatively, absolutely.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you want to walk away. Yeah.
Great track. I love it.
Oh.
Forgotten 45's. I love it. Now, this is my next one, Ian Dury, who we brought up before. He wants to be straight, apparently.
Not Jamie Drury, but Ian Drury.
I'm Charlie. You know.
I'm Norman. Pleased to meet you. I'm Mickey. Hello.
Wilco.
I'm Johnny. How you doing, Harry? Johnny.
My name is Davey.
And I'm Ian. And guess what? I wanna be straight. I wanna be straight. I'm sick and tired of taking drugs and staying up late. I wanna confirm. I wanna conform. I wanna be safe and I wanna be snug and I wanna be warm. I wanna be straight. I wanna be straight. I wanna create a place of my own in the welfare state. But it's gonna be good. But it's gonna be kind. It might be arranged, but think of the stench I'm leaving behind. I wanna be straight. I wanna be straight. Come out of the cold and do what I'm told and don't deviate. I wanna give my consent. I'm learning to hate all the things that were great when I used to be bent.
Could be that straightness might lead to greatness. Oh, it's a lateness.
My chance has only just arrived.
Ian Dury, I want to be straight.
I did look at this as well.
Did you? Oh, well, he
I
was
looked at
always
this
on
as well
vinyl.
today.
My cousins
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the 7-inch of the Ian Dury, and this is an 80s one. Hit Me With Your Rhythm
Yeah.
Stick, I think 78 or something, which I loved as well.
Yeah.
But this one's 81 or 82 or something. And it's I Want to Be Straight. So he wants to get off the grog and the cigarettes and the drugs.
Yeah. And being straight in those days meant sort of like cleaning up.
That's
you
right.
Know, like being.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
he's not talking about wanting to give up cock.
no, that's right. He still wants cock. He probably was.
still
No,
wants
he
cock.
had a child. He had Baxter Dury, who has his own music out, and it's exactly the same as his. Oh my God, they're exactly the same.
really?
Which is great. But yeah, I thought that was great, and it makes you feel like you've put a vinyl on as well. Like you're just putting the vinyl on the record player, and it usually ended up in someone's garage, the record player. So a lot of these ideas come from my neighbour's garage, where I went in and I was babysat, you know, in the days where you could trust your neighbours. And I would do the B-side thing as well, you know. And I remember certain B-sides. Like I remember if my dad brought Physical Olivia Newton-John, on the B-side of that was The Promise by Olivia, where she went all dolphiny and stuff. And I remember that, flicking it over and going, I wonder what this song's like. And it was an introduction to what the album might be.
Yeah.
Because they were always the first ones out, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Now we're going to do another one of yours, baby. This is a ripper as well. This is fantastic. Here we go. Sign in, please.
There we go. That's Autograph with Turn Up the Radio. This is, I wanted to put a couple of fun ones in, I guess. Like I looked down at my list and was like, oh, yeah, it's a bit serious. So I sort of chucked a couple in that, were a bit fun like this. Autograph were like a glam metal band that were based in LA in the sort of early 80s, like 80, 83, around then. And you can really sort of hear the LA thing, definitely. But there are a couple of other reasons I wanted to put this in. This was in Grand Theft Auto, famously in Grand Theft Auto. And did I tell you about this kid at school who came? I was with all the year 12s are getting excited because they've got their formal coming up in a couple of weeks, and they're just sort of getting, excited, and they're at their loveliest at the moment because they're about to go out into the world. So they're excited, but they're starting to shit themselves. So and they're really kind of bonding with the teachers and stuff because it is scary. You'll be out before you know it,
Yeah.
And they're really kind of really bonding with the teachers and everything because it's like they're gonna be gone. And like some of these teachers have been with them since sort of year 7. I haven't, but this one in particular, there's a group of boys and they were filming something for their graduation, and one of them said, I always see. I didn't teach any of them, but I was just like letting them into the space. And one of them like went, talking about me. I always see this guy walking around. He reminds me of Trevor Phillips. And I'm thinking like the only Trevor Phillips I know is from Grand Theft Auto. And he's got a big smile on his face, this kid. And he was cute. And he said, like, Trevor Phillips, like, do you play GTA, sir? And I said, yeah, Trevor Phillips. And by then he had Googled it and he was like showing me on his phone.
Okay.
Trevor Phillips is the most awesome character in the game. But he's like a fucking junkie. He's like a junkie that lives out in the desert and does all dodgy shit.
He's
like
nailed
a
it
crim.
then.
He's like a fucking criminal. And I was howling, this kid.
Yeah.
So now he's gone through and told all his mates, and now I walk through school and the year 12's like, go Trevor!
Oh, you're
Trevor!
kidding. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
so
so
this
funny.
reminded me of it.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
You've got to watch the film clip of this because it's really fucking daggy. They walk into this theater and there's like a robot that says like sign in please or some shit, and they go down and it's like really obvious early product placement, and they go down and they sign off their names. There's like a shard of light coming down on what Aussies call a pacer. Remember pacers?
Yes.
Remember those like mechanical pencils?
Yes.
And you had to click them to get more lead to come down.
Hated them.
But they were huge.
They were.
In the 80s.
Don't ask me why.
I
We
don't
used
think
to
we've
drop
ever
them, they were
fucking talked
fucked.
about them on the show.
When you drop them. Well, you
Oh, and
drop
they're
them
all
and
fucked.
they're fucked. Do you know,
Yeah. But they were always sharp. That was the thing.
Yeah, but remember the pens where you used to flick them and the top would flick up and you'd go chick, 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 chick. One day it came loose on my pen and went down my gullet and I thought I was going to die. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So you know how you used to play with it and go chick, 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 chick with the pen?
Yeah.
And the top would
The
come
pen,
up and
yeah.
down. Yeah, the pen. Yeah, not
Yeah.
yeah, that's right, exactly. It fucking came loose and flew down my gullet because I was doing it with my mouth.
Oh, fuck.
You know when you're a kid and you just be playing with your pen? It
We're
flew
still
down
talking
my
about
mouth.
the pen. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes, again. And I was so worried for 48 hours. I was going, what could happen? Is it
I'm
going to
going to
get
die
caught
of
in
lead poisoning.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was just a bit of plastic, right?
Oh, no.
And you just shit it out in the end. But I was only young. But those pens used to annoy me.
Yeah. Well, a kid, they were always sharp. And I was fucking around with my mate, and my mate stabbed me on the inside of the leg with this pacer, and it snapped off, and I've still got it under my skin.
Yeah, dangerous.
I've still got the fucking pacer lead under my skin
Could imagine.
after all these years.
Oh, the lead?
yes,
not a hole.
like a piercing.
Oh, my God.
I'll show
Why
you.
don't you get it out?
I'll show you.
Why don't you get
No,
it
I
done?
love it.
Do you? Oh, it'll kill you when you're 60.
I'll just cut it out
he
one
died
day.
of lead poisoning from fucking
I'll
school.
just get a pocket knife and cut it out. But yeah, they're like the band are like signing
name on your
their
hand.
names with a pacer, like to get
Wow.
into the venue, as if you'd
Okay.
fucking do that.
No. You know why though? Because that was their autograph.
Yeah, but at the end of the film clip, he like throws the pacer out to a fan. Like it's obvious fucking product placement to fund the clip. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really fucking bad.
Definitely, but because they're called autograph, they're signing their that would have been
Of
just
course.
the way, you know
There
what I
we
mean?
go.
They thought.
Yeah.
It was very 80s to do shit like that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but,
it was.
But yeah, it's still product placement like that. But what could they get from Pacer? Fucking maybe $1,000 to put the song out or something. Maybe.
Who
You never
knows?
know.
If you have a look at the clip, they probably got change for
I
the
actually
1,000.
don't
I tell
even
you.
know where the product placement started this far ago.
No, it did. It was.
Really?
It was. It wasn't
Right.
as sort of gratuitous The sort of 90s and noughties was when it really blew up.
Yeah.
But it was just starting out.
Yeah.
It was just starting out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cars.
right.
I think sort of cars and alcohol
yeah.
were first.
Yeah.
And
Fucking
bands
hell.
were
But a
only
pacer.
too happy to do that. Yeah, pacer.
Fucking bit
How
different.
fucking daggy.
Yeah. We'd like you to put our paces in the video because we're just having trouble with sales.
Can you
with
put
the
our
kids.
pencil in your clip?
Well, it related to the kids as well because the kids were all
I guess
using
so.
them, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
very interesting. There you go. Now we're going to run a TV commercial. This was all I could find this week, and I kind of wanted to go to this place today, but I stopped myself. Here we go.
The beef goes on. McDonald's beef goes on. Your big beef, pure beef, hot and lean. Oh, the beef goes on. You're 100% pure beef machine. Oh yeah, the beef goes on. From Big Mac to quarter pounder, lean and hot. Your big beef taste just won't stop. It's a good time for the great taste. For McDonald's, the beef goes on.
Sounds like Mark Williams.
Probably was.
It
Sounds
probably
like John
was when he was
Stevens.
younger.
They
yeah.
all used to do.
Of course.
And fucking, what's his name? Juno Roxas used to do a lot of fucking TV
he's
ads
done
as
everything
well.
but music, that cunt. He just annoys me on Facebook. He's just an arsehole. Lovely guy when
Yeah,
you meet him,
he
but on
is.
Facebook he's atrocious. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
give
like a
fuck.
troll.
He knows, I think. Oh, he's a big troll. Big fucking,
Yeah.
you know, it's just hard. I mean, look, he's lovely on the out of it, but some people can't do social media. They just want to
Yeah.
be like, you know, fucking Trump on
Too
social
grumpy.
media. It's whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the beat goes on. Jazzy kind
Fucking
of.
Maccas.
Yeah, well, they were so big, and this is where your product placement started as well. Like you'd put this in a sitcom, but the fucking things worked. Like everyone eats
I've got a
McDonald's still.
I've got a theory for you.
Mm-hmm.
Macca's 80s McDonald's tasted better than it does
Of course
today.
it does. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't
Gotcha.
care how they achieved it. I don't care how they achieved it. I don't care if it's fucking MSG or fucking fat or sugar or whatever the fuck was in the burgers that made it taste
Yeah.
better. Bring
Yeah.
it back. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Because you are
Yeah.
not going to Macca's for fucking health food. You're going for a bit of late night satisfaction. You know what I mean?
That's right. Bit of hunger, bit of sugar.
And they used to come, and the burgers used to come in the fucking styrofoam fucking
Yeah.
things, which
Yeah.
they got dragged for that. Remember, like
Yeah.
they were like
The ozone
McDonald's
layer
are
and stuff.
fucking yeah, because they were getting burnt. People were burning them to get rid of them and stuff, and it was really bad.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
right. So we went to paper.
Where you get like some fucking little burger, like a cheeseburger wrapped up in a bit of paper. Looks like it came out of someone's ass.
Yeah. You know, it was funny when you had a kids' party at school that was a McDonald's party because you knew
Yeah.
they had money. Like we could never
Yeah,
afford it.
yeah, that's right.
But
It
when
was-
your
it was
friend
sort of
invited you, that was
expensive.
cool. It was expensive. Oh, well, it was probably only $25 for 8 kids, right? But we couldn't
Yeah,
do that.
probably.
You know?
Yeah,
We couldn't
yeah.
afford that.
Well,
Dallas and I had
this
that.
is the thing. Other fast food was cheaper. Other fast food was cheaper than
Well, like
Macca's, but
fish and
Macca's
chips
was
and stuff.
trending.
Yeah,
fish
that's
and
right.
chips was cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Fish
what I
and
mean?
chips was
Fish
like
and
$5.
chips was. Yeah, it was like your Povo food, fish and chips.
Yeah.
Fucking, we had it all the time.
Yeah.
because we were Povo.
And it
We
was a
were
really
Povo.
good staple to watch a family TV show with as well,
Yeah, that's it.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
which is awesome. But the beat goes on, McDonald's. Yay! Everyone has McDonald's. If you like it, you like it, you know. But here's my next one by the SKATT Brothers, Forgotten 45's. We definitely had this one on 45. Here we go.
Shoot 'em up, huh, ride, huh, shoot 'em up, huh, ride, huh, shoot 'em up, huh, ride, huh, shoot 'em up, huh, 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 huh.
homosexuality never looked so good.
I fucking love it. I live for those guys.
Oh, and you know what? They were Aussies, weren't they? Remember we found out on a show that was filmed in Australia and it was Aussie men?
Yeah. And
it was
pub
incredible.
And stuff.
Yeah, they weren't even
Yeah.
the ones that sang it because the SKATT brothers were Los
like
Angeles.
the pubs I go to be honest.
Hey?
It's like the pubs I go to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's right. They're becoming
Very
big
much
again.
like my Sunday night.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
I could
that's
imagine.
right.
In fact, we should have put this band in Mustaches of the 80s. If you haven't
Oh,
heard that.
yes, of course.
But I never thought of them. There's more mustaches in this than anything, you know.
That's right.
But it was
yeah.
filmed in Australia, I think maybe because Aussies were better looking. I'm not sure why they decided to
No,
go
I think
with
it was
an
the
Aussie.
macho thing.
Right, okay.
I think it was like trying to go for that macho thing.
And Aussies ate it up. They loved it.
Oh, they loved it. Yeah.
Because this was
absolutely loved
Casablanca
it.
Records, and I remember putting the single on the turntable and you'd get the Casablanca castle go around and around and around. I loved that logo. Loved Casablanca. And it also meant disco. And it also meant good disco.
That's right. Yeah.
It's Studio
Yeah, that's
54, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
obviously these guys weren't the band, but I think it had something to do with Kiss as well, or the manager of Kiss, or someone signed them.
Yes,
But I love
that's
it.
right.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I love these guys.
I love the SKATT brothers.
And
I think they're amazing.
what's the other one that I love? What's the other one that I
Well,
love?
that was in that
by the
movie
SKATT
you
brothers?
saw, remember? I think that's why we spoke about them before.
Megan.
Megan.
Yeah, Megan, that
I
fucking
can't
horror
remember
film.
the track though, babe. But it was great.
What is it?
Walk the rope.
Walk the night. Walk the night.
Walk the night.
I fucking love it.
Camp. Amazing.
Yeah, very camp.
Walk the
Yeah.
night.
I don't care who's looking when that
Jesus.
song comes on.
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. We actually should look into the SKATT brothers. I think it would be an interesting show. Because no one
We'll get
would
'em
ever.
on if
we'll
they're
get
not
them
all
on.
dead.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I reckon they're our age though. I reckon they were
Oh, you
young.
reckon? We'll check
Oh,
it out.
hang on. No, maybe not. No, they were older. They were much older. You're right. 'Cause
Yeah,
this is an early
yeah.
single.
They'll be out
1980 or
there.
something.
I'll know
1980.
somebody who knows them.
Yes.
We'll find
I'm
them.
pretty sure someone would have slept with them that we know.
Yeah,
that always
for
happens.
sure.
We love
Yep.
that. SKATT Brothers, give
Mm-hmm.
you love. Life at the Outpost, sorry kids. I had this 7-inch. I made up dance moves and kicked the cowboys and brought a pair of boots and got right into it. My dad brought this actually for the house and I loved it.
Yeah.
Dad was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
homosexual in his taste of music. Really interesting. And
But Aussies
but
were.
they
like,
were,
and they
they
didn't even
were.
realise.
They
didn't
didn't.
even know.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't know the village people were gay. That was
It's
just
just
the
good
way
music.
you looked. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great
Yeah.
music, you know, and they were also compared with the village people, these guys, but I prefer
And we
this
were doing
song to
glam.
anything.
Aussies were doing glam, like
They
fucking,
were.
you know, fucking skyhooks and sherbet
Yeah,
and
well,
shit.
that's
and-
right. We were brought up on
You
that.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There you go. The next track is a ripper as well. Great choice in this. I love it. It's the Divinyls.
We're living in desperate times. These are desperate times, my dear. There's no way out of here. There's no way out there.
used to get the words very wrong to this. I don't hear Back to the Wall. I used to sing, my best to the book. Best to the book.
Best to the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was much better because I hated reading. And I thought, I totally get what she's on about. Did my best with the book. Put it down. Just couldn't read it. When I was
Did
little.
my best with this book. I've done my best with this book.
I thought it was that. Because she pronounces so great her own little language.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, of course,
She
I'm
does.
trying
She
to get
really
the
plays
phrasing.
with pronunciation.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great. With my best to the book.
Yeah. She's got a really kind of like pouty, like a really sort of pouty
Yes.
delivery. Like she
Yeah,
pushes
like her
her
lips
lips
are in the
out.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because she
don't
did
know.
have quite prominent teeth, didn't
she did.
And
She had a prominent
so
speaking voice.
yeah, she was very well spoken though.
God,
she
better than anyone.
She wasn't a mumbler. Yeah,
No.
that's right. She was beautifully
she
spoken.
spoke the Queen's language.
No, she really did. Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
'Cause
The
she was-
Queen's language?
Yeah, the Queen's English.
English,
And,
right.
But when she sang,
Potato,
she did
potato.
sort of, she pushed the lips right out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it made her sort of very pouty, and that's what gave her that particular sound where the consonants are all splashy because of the lips.
I love it.
I love that. I love this period of Divinyls because it's like it was, and this album in particular because it was the last of the old Divinyls before the following album,
Myself.
which really broke. Yeah, really broke. Which to me, Touch Myself, although I love it, is not the old Divinyls.
No. It's the broke
Because
Divinyls.
they fired, a lot of the band quit. They had sort of like drug issues and stuff like that. And they fired a couple of people as well when they started recording this album because this was the third and last album with Chrysalis. And Chrysalis were really like, this is a make or break album for the band. Otherwise, we can't do anything more with Divinyls. And so they sort of threw all their eggs in the one basket, and they fucking they got rid of band members and stuff because the producer said I don't think that person's up to the job. They recorded it all in LA, and it was very expensive. They recorded it all in LA. I think because they were really trying to sort of break the US. And they got this song into Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Right, okay.
But it wasn't a huge sort of commercial hit. And sort of at the end of it, they had a few sort of hits off this as well. I think Punksy is off this and a couple of others. But it hadn't broken the US. And it was in Chrysalis' best interest to just write them off as a loss and just get rid of them.
Unbelievable.
But they kind of wanted that anyway because I think they were millions of dollars in debt to them.
I don't understand where all the money went because they were the biggest thing in Australia. Who the fuck spent the money?
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, maybe they just took it up their nose. I don't know. Maybe they
I don't know. I think that could have been it,
Yeah.
Because a lot of them did sort of were in and out of rehab and stuff like that. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Look, bands are badly managed financially usually, but I just think everybody else was trying to break the US. It was just that bit tougher. It was that bit tougher for the models as well.
And she was a female, and that wasn't a big thing at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Well, to
And
have a
because
band,
if-
you know what I mean? To have a band behind
That's right.
you. Not so much
Yeah,
a female
yeah.
artist on their own. That was
Because this
around,
came
but
out in fucking 1988 and you had
Yeah.
fucking Madonna and Paula Abdul and
but it was still
to have a
tricky.
kind of woman, a front woman of a band like this was quite marginal, you know, like not everyone was doing it because she was doing a really sort of overtly sexual thing as well.
Yeah, she
was. She was often getting compared to Madonna. So look, when they came along with the fourth album that had like a Touch Myself on it, which was like overtly sexual, it was about sex, then they were like, oh, cool, okay. We're going to really kind of like go for the kind of like sexual image and really push her out the front. And that's what they did. You know, they finally knew how to kind of market her in the US and it worked. It went to fucking number 2. You know? But
that's right.
But it's incredible. like I said,
but
this
they didn't
album
write
to
that,
me.
Did they? I touched
No,
myself.
they didn't. No, they didn't.
Just bad luck, man. You know?
Yeah,
Bad
that's
luck.
right. Yeah.
Don't know what was happening.
Because they were fucking awesome, mate.
It's
the Divinyls.
They were. And we should do a show on them, actually. The Divinyls would be
yes. God,
great. They're just Chrissy Amphlett.
Do you know
Chrissy would have
do you know
meant
10,000?
Yep.
Do you know 10,000 back in the day? We nearly recorded. We were in talks to record a song. It was going to be 10,000 Chrissy Amphlett.
Bullshit.
And she could barely. Yeah, we were going to do an animated film clip because she was walking with a stick and stuff like that, and didn't want to appear in the clip.
Yep.
But like, we had a fucking animator and all this. Had the song.
Wow.
And then like somebody in the band. I won't say the fucking cunt name.
I know the cunt's name.
But they didn't want to do it in the last fucking stages and really put their foot down and didn't want to do it, like just stomped on all of our buzz because he was like, if we make it, I don't want it to be on the back of Chrissy Amphlett. I want it to be on our own steam. And because he didn't want to be compared to, was it Dallas Crane that did that? They did that duet with Jimmy Barnes. Remember Jimmy Barnes and Dallas? Was it Dallas Crane?
Don't know.
Did a duet, and he didn't want to be compared to them. And I was like,
you are a hang on a minute.
I was just like, you are a fuckwit behind the scenes.
That's a bad business person. Business person.
He was awful. He was awful.
You know, that is just like, get the fuck out of my face. Fuck off. You don't know shit. She did Ice House, I Hear Motion. That was sexy as. I Hear... Sorry, not I Hear Motion.
Models.
No. She did Ice House. Boop, boop. What the fuck is the song? And I'll take you anywhere. I'll think of it next break.
I can't pick it.
But it was I can't remember, I'm sorry, but... It's one of my favourite Ice House songs, and she joined them on that track, and it was the greatest, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure fucking Ice House, as big as they were, didn't go, oh, we better not do Chrissy because it'll be fucking, you know? What a fucking dickhead. Some people have no fucking clue, man. They shouldn't be.
And it was an awesome song.
I could imagine.
It had like...
It would have been the break you needed. It would have been the break you needed.
We wrote it. Exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly right.
What
because
a dumb cunt. Kill him. Where is he? Let's find him and
we were
fucking
like,
stab
oh my
him.
God. We were like filling venues when people were finding it hard to fill venues, and like we were out on the road.
Yes.
And there was so much momentum, and this cunt, like every time he fucking made a captain's call, it'd just be the shittest fucking
Why, did he have the
outcome.
money or something, did he? Was he financing?
No, he didn't have the money. It was just kind of...
What did he have that everyone went, yes, okay? There was 6 of you,
I don't know. We just trusted each other in the first couple of years, and it's like if we didn't have a unanimous decision on stuff, we wouldn't go ahead with it. So even if 4 people really wanted to do it, if one didn't want to do it, we wouldn't go ahead with that. And he was just the one that didn't want to do it.
That's where you fell over. That's where you fell over because one of you that didn't want to do it, it doesn't work that way because one of you could just scratch their ball sack and think, I don't want to do it, and then you're all fucked.
How fucking stupid.
Yeah.
How fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I remember another time he didn't want to do, we were playing we were playing the Stone Music Festival and playing on the same lineup as Van Halen and Aerosmith at fucking Stadium Australia in Sydney, and they said that we could play a cover if we wanted to, and I wanted to do Radio Gaga. He didn't want to do it because he said he didn't get it. Like it was all baby noises. Like what's Gaga? Like he didn't get it.
Oh my God.
Can you fucking believe that?
Oh, what a dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's just fuck you. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
people are dumb. We're starting to see
they are fucking dumb.
Stupid people come out, now because the stupid cunts running America. But and I hate to say that, but I fucking mean it. The guy's got something going on every day. He's just nut job, And it's
don't worry,
dickheads.
Elon Musk will destroy him.
Oh, I hope so, because he's got Asperger's, you mean? He'll just be fixated on him.
Well, he's just booted him out of the White House, so they've fallen out.
That's right.
Because he funded him to get there. Musk funded him to get there.
Yeah, well, he did. That's right. He did. And Musk,
so now they've fallen out.
Musk will go hard because he's on the spectrum. When they're on the spectrum, like most musos are, you go hard. You don't fuck around, And good on him. I hope he does.
I didn't realise Musk was a fucking drug addict.
I didn't either. Just thought he was
he's
weird.
No, he's addicted. He's like addicted to ketamine apparently. Did you see him when Trump was doing the fucking exit speech, thanking Musk for leaving, and it's all in the Oval Office and everything? Musk is standing there like fucking eyes rolling around his head.
Oh, Winona Ryder.
Literally head rolling around.
Yeah, right.
Like
having a
fucking
bicky.
Spaced out on ketamine. Fuck. Yeah. Having a bicky.
It's interesting, because when the thing that I sussed out Elon when he brought the kid into office, 11, what's his name?
Yeah.
5 or fucking what's his name?
Xylon or something.
No, it's named after Twitter. His Twitter fucking thing. What is it?
Are you
the
kidding
Twitter
me?
thing? V?
Oh.
What's the fuck? X.
X.
His name's X.
Yeah.
He came in and Trump was sitting there and X is like, shut your fucking mouth. Do you remember the kid saying that?
Yeah.
Where's he getting that from? Where do you reckon he's heard that at home for fucking weeks, mate, right? Shut your fucking mouth. There's no way in the world. If you can't understand that this kid knows what his dad's after, like I knew then. This kid, shut your fucking mouth. And Trump hated it, right? And he thought the same thing. Why is the kid saying this? The kid is repeating the father or the mother, whatever.
Oh, my God.
It was obvious he wasn't there for fucking Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
If a kid came over to my house and they went, shut your fucking mouth, I know the parents have been talking about me, right? It's fucking 101 dumb shit. The kid was looking at him like giving him the nose and shit. Like, of course, Elon's not into him. He was. He knew.
Oh, my God.
That's not Dad's mate. He doesn't like him. If it wasn't obvious back then, how fucking stupid are you? I love kids because they're so
that's
honest.
Awesome.
You know?
they don't
We're
care
going to
where
get back
they
onto the
are.
show.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Oh, no. He told the world what he thought of what his dad thought of him then.
Cheeto.
Exactly. Cheeto. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we're going to go to the next track because that's bloody funny. All right, we have Back to the Wall. Was that? Yeah. Little Red Book by DARRYL Cotton. I actually brought this track after the Clayton Community Festival. I saw him live. It was one of the first bands I'd seen live. And I brought the single. I thought he was hot. DARRYL Cotton was very good, very attractive.
Was he?
Oh, well, he was in Zoot with Rick Springfield. But Maddie toured with DARRYL Cotton or did a couple of songs. He did Eleanor Rigby with DARRYL Cotton, I think after the Wigs were on. And he said it was the most frightening thing he's ever done because musically he could sing. DARRYL had a very high voice. Here we go. This is Little Red Book. I brought this on 45 when I was young, and it's a forgotten 45.
got every pretty girl in town. They danced with me while I held them. All I did was talk about you. Say name, I start to cry. There's just no getting over you. There ain't no girl in my little red book that ever could replace your charm. And each girl in my little red book knows you're the one thing.
Mate, I would have loved to have been in his little red book. I had the
Oh,
horn
really?
For him. Oh, I was only a baby and I saw him and I went, oh my God, look at that.
Well, he had great hair, didn't he?
He had blonde hair, beautiful blonde hair, looked like a chick. Love everything about that. And
Yeah.
he was at the Clayton Community Festival and I used to walk down there from my house and go to Clayton Road and watch all the bands. And he was the leading act. He was like the guy that we all went to see. And I didn't really know him, to be honest. This is way before Early Bird Show too. When he was on the Early Bird Show, this is way. But yeah, very interesting. I did buy this. I brought this the same day as I brought Betty Davis Eyes on 45. And I didn't want to do Betty Davis Eyes because we've talked a lot about her and that track. But Little Red Book is for the hardcore Aussies that used to buy DARRYL Cotton stuff. They'll love hearing it because it's just something you don't think of, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very James Freudy. It was a bit
like his
Modern Girl.
His sort of early. So
Yeah.
yeah, right.
But
yeah, I get that.
it was like a interesting track because the guitar's a little bit out of tune and it's kind of cool and quirky, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, this next one's a ripper as well. Before that, let's
fucking
hear a
love this.
commercial. Hey, Darwin, are you ready to rewind 80s? The Darwin Entertainment Centre is proud to present the Rewind 80s Mixtape Tour, Friday the 27th of June, 2025. Get your tickets, they're going really quickly. Then we head down to Alice Springs Convention Centre. It's Saturday the 28th of June. We're going to be down there with an old dancing, crazy night of 80s in Alice Springs, so head on down there as well. Tickets and all information can be found on rewind80sband.com. See you soon. Woo!
When I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head.
Fucking we are a pain in the ass. I've had my alarm go off during this show 4 times. I don't know how you work it where you just stops. Why doesn't it just stop? I'm cooking my food. It's like you didn't hear me the first time, bitch, and you're laughing your head off, right? I'm just like, how am I going to turn this fucking thing? I never know how to turn alarms off.
Oh,
And I only
God.
set one. Usually I set 3 and they all go off every fucking shocking. Anyway, We Are Glass, Gary Numan. Good choice.
Oh, sorry. I just spent that whole song fucking pissing myself laughing at that.
Because I'm cooking my dinner.
Oh, I love it. So this song, We Are Glass, Gary Numan's album, Telecon, which was the third album of his in a row that had debuted at number 1. He was absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So he's sort of like coming out of Tubeway Army and then sort of going solo. And this was his, this was the first release since Pleasure Principle, which was really huge for him. Pleasure Principle came out in 79. And this was the first release after this. So this was huge. This was a really big sort of release. The whole album Telecon, I just think is really accomplished because it's sort of he blends a lot more sort of guitar and violin and stuff with the synth. So it's not just like it's not this just sort of like cold and Berlin sounding and synth heavy. It's he's got a lot of organic instruments on there as well. So it's a beautifully blended album. But I love this album. This is great. This is one for, this Telecon, if you can ever find it. It's sort of got that like a black and red cover. With the lines down the side.
Oh, yeah,
if you can ever find this on vinyl, guys, snap it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, snap it up. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, and he's still touring now, pulling the people. He's got a whole cult following and, he deserves it. He's amazing,
Well,
And
he sort of retired from live performing after this album.
No, and then he went back to it later on. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And
Much
so it's
later
like he became a cult figure sort of through these albums, but going underground made him so much bigger. He just he's just he's a weird cat, like a very sensitive dude and couldn't handle fame. And I think he still lived with his parents and stuff. I think he did. Not anymore.
During this album, yeah.
Yeah, like during
married.
this time. I know that when James Freud went over and they were collaborating, he still was.
Yeah, because James was in a caravan in the backyard. Remember?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Which was incredible. And he wrote Cars.
Sorry, I've got asthma now from laughing.
Yeah, he wrote Cars because he was scared of getting out of his car to go to the fish and chip shop or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
just to drive to get fish and chips.
Yeah.
Running to the fish and chip shop and back into the car. Here in my car, I feel safest of all.
Yeah.
Because the bullies were going to bash him because he was like the fucking local freak.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cool to be a goth back then or a freak in that area, like the black jet hair and the makeup. Like it was very, very unique in those days.
Yeah.
Where it would have been scary, for someone like for him, But he's also been doing music for so long. Like this is early. Didn't he start in the 70s? Like the early
late 70s. Yeah.
Late 70s, right.
Yeah, with Tubeway Army. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's incredible to hear that. But, yeah, great choice. And if you've got that on 45, you rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we're going to do one more. Yay, here we go. Talking Heads.
Let me tell
We're gonna leave the land of mud. Transmitter, oh, making us something good. Hey, radio, hey, the sound of a brand new
Woo!
There we go. I chose this just because it was upbeat, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I loved, yeah. And there's the thing that I love about Talking Heads is it's so sort of upbeat, and the music's just sort of really rich and colourful, and
Yeah.
it's sort of upbeat in a really weird way. I hate to say quirky, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do, yeah, I do have a lot of time for Talking Heads.
So, Talking Heads to me, watching people listen to them in the 80s, they were like the quirky Australian Crawl. I know that sounds weird, but it was either Australian. If you liked Australian Crawl, you also liked Talking Heads, especially in Queensland
Yeah.
for some reason. And I've
Yes.
always found that really bizarre that people love Talking Heads. You know, I was like,
I think
oh,
it's
they're
like holiday
okay.
music. No,
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
that's
holiday
right.
music.
It'd
you
be
know what I
holiday
mean?
music. That's right.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
were on holiday in Queensland, you'd be listening to Out of Mind, Out of Sight, The Models. You'd be listening to Aussie
Yeah,
Crawl. You'd be
100%.
listening to Talking Heads is
Absolutely.
very tropical. You're right. The kookiness of it
yeah.
is tropical. Now,
Yeah.
Dallas, who we mentioned before, who's in Rewind 80s, is in a Talking Heads band called the Talking Heads Experience. If you're in Bendigo, the Capitol Theatre, they're playing there on the – I just wanted to give them a plug because they're very, very good. Dallas and
they
her
are.
son are in the band, Tom, on keyboards. Fantastic bass player and the whole thing. 15th of November 2025, the Talking Head Experience at the Capitol in Bendigo. And it'll be worth going down to have a look because they're such a – you don't remember all the songs, but they've got a cult following, you know, and that'll sell out really quickly.
They're playing at the Capitol. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
No holes
do
in the
go-
stage at the Capitol.
No, that's right. That's right. There are no holes in the stage at the Capitol. But there you go. Fantastic. I think that's our show.
That was a great show. I loved
Yeah.
that. Just sort of
Forgotten
just
45's.
forgotten. Yeah, just like those kind of tracks. Like
Yeah.
an interesting collection of music. We had
Yeah.
a lot that we cut out, to be honest. We could
There
probably
is.
do
We could do
another
another
one
one.
sort of down the track. Yeah, easily.
Write in if you like it. And if you've got any forgotten 45's, and I'm talking about records that your family brought and you flogged to death in the house. This is the time where you heard the one song a million times. And you just loved hearing the same song over and over and again. And the B-side, I've got more songs too. I did forget a couple of mine. So we could do it. If you guys have songs, write in, put it on YouTube or
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, and we'll do a show with all the people that listen. Why not?
And I know there'll be sort of there'll be vinyl heads out there that really love
Yeah.
this show. I
Yeah.
sort of, when I was choosing my songs, I wanted to reach out to a few vinyl heads for recommendations. I was like, nah, I can do this myself.
Yeah.
But I was gonna reach out to like Zoe Knox and Matt and people, people
Yeah,
that really know their
wow.
vinyls.
Yeah, of course.
So if you guys out there, like Sammy said, get in touch, but sort of write it on in the comments on YouTube, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, that'd be
guys.
easier because we don't check our
Yeah.
emails really. We do, but
Nah.
we don't. Great show. Loved it.
Nice one, guys. I hope you're sort of doing well through winter. Everyone's sick, so just look after yourself. Don't go out all the time. You can't do it unless you've got an iron constitution like I do.
Yes, but you
look
seem to
after
handle
yourself.
it okay. Yeah.
I only
So
get
my
sick for a
dinner
day
is
or
now
two when I
ready.
get sick. Oh, wonderful. Perfect timing.
Yeah, so I've got all the alarms I've had on, sorry guys, through the show. And then Maddie's put an alarm on as well. Like we're on an alarm, bloody nuts. But I did want to say we're coming to Darwin and Alice Springs in a couple of weeks,
yes.
and we're looking
Very
forward
exciting.
to that. It's so exciting. So what's happening there is we leave. Some of us are leaving Wednesday night to get there Thursday. Some of us are leaving Thursday to get there Friday. And no, Thursday to get there Thursday for Friday, the 27th, which is at the Darwin Entertainment Centre. Then we fly straight down from Alice Springs to Darwin, straight down the middle of the country, pop in Alice Springs, which was the commercial you heard at the start of the show, which is an amazing commercial, by the way. Amazing because I didn't have to pay for it. I love that. But we didn't have to pay for it. And then we head home from Alice Springs. So it'll be really lovely, I think.
Yeah,
Fun
can't
times.
wait. It'll be a great weekend. I love NT. Have always had a great time, playing up there. Can't wait to be Darwin, first time in Darwin. And I've got some friends up there, hoping they'll come down to the gig and see those guys.
Well, yeah.
Can't wait to come back to Alice.
Yes.
This is our third with Rewind 80s, I think. So
It
very
is
exciting.
too. You're right, because we do the races and stuff. Yeah, with Crocodile Dundee. Yeah,
We'll be at Lassiter's this time.
Well, Lassiter's is where I started as a kid. I was 19 and I did 8 weeks at Lassiter's. So this is going to be full on for me because it's full circle. Boom,
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah.
There you go. There's our show, and you can. All our notes will have our Patreon, we'll have our Facebook and our Instagram, but feel free to just subscribe and smash that like button. The more you can smash the like button, especially on YouTube, it just sends the algorithms out into the stratosphere where we get seen a lot more, It's you don't do it just for us. You do it to promote the show, which is awesome.
That's it. And it pushes us up the charts, guys. All of those little things, liking, sharing, rating the show, giving us a review in the comment sections, giving us 5 stars, all of that sort of goes towards pushing us up the charts.
Yeah.
It's all free.
It
So,
is.
hit the subscribe button like Sammy says. Best thing of all you can do is become a Patreon for as little as $2 a month.
Yeah.
And for $15 a month, you get the extra episodes from us.
Lovely. And it's patreon.com/the 80s Montage Podcast. All the notes. I might put some 10,000 stuff on the notes as well so people can see the band you're talking about with you in it. That
Awesome.
would be really interesting because people don't realise we've done other things besides, we're music, 100%, music and acting.
Yeah.
That's it. And it takes a lot out of someone's life to just do that. It just does. There's a lot of fear involved.
exactly.
There's a lot of fucking around. And that's why we like to talk about the industry, just to let you know that it's not all tits and feathers.
It isn't. That's right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you very much.
Love you
Big shout
guys.
out to all our subscribers. And if it's music mateys,
Or cool shit from the 80s.
we're going to talk about it.
Unreal.